The big reason why I will agree and say that I did not like Style Taylor's version at all is because, hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Andrea Silvestro. So here we are today, 1989 day, to fully explain and break down, is Style Taylor's version really that bad? I'm a musician, I've played guitar, I sing, so I have like a little bit of a different perspective that kind of will coincide with some opinions that are floating around on the internet. I wanted to preface this by saying that we are not hating on Miss Taylor Swift because she did not need to re-release anything. I really commend her for her efforts. I commend her for this whole movement that she's creating. But at the same time, I think we're allowed to have the opinions about the re-records because there's a lot of nostalgia tied in with the old songs with the stolen versions, as you say. It's hard to recreate a song that creates and delivers that nostalgic feel because at the end of the day, if it's new, it can't be nostalgic, you know? But I think there's a lot of things that she brings to her re-records that make them better. Some songs, I think sometimes the originals are better, but there's definitely a maturity that we will hear in Taylor's re-records that I do appreciate as someone who is a fan, who's been a fan forever. Like, there is something to be said about it. So this is going to be a teaching moment to kind of go through, apply some musical insight into why people don't like this new version. Are people overreacting? Like, is it just because we're being haters? Like, I want to break that down now. So let's get on with it. The big reason why I will agree and say that I did not like Style Taylor's version at all is because, first and foremost, and I think the only reason why it was really bad, was the guitar playing. Because if you know, I'm a Style girl through and through. Like, that was my favorite song when I first heard 1989. I was like the only one that I knew that was really not sleeping on Style. It's kind of become more popular in recent years, but the most iconic part to me is the guitar playing, which I think is so good and on the original. And the reason why the new song does not hit in the same way is because this guitar melody and part that kind of is the base of the entire song sounds so horrible on this new version. I don't know what they were on when they recorded the guitar, but it sounds so one-dimensional, kind of whiny. It lacks texture, it lacks depth. And I think something about the original style is you hear there's just such like deep complexity. It's dark, it's textured. The tone of the guitar is just way more rich. And I think that that's why it really resonated with me. Let's talk about, this is like a teaching moment to people who hated it but can't really pinpoint why. Let's listen together so you guys can understand. Let's listen to the original actually. Okay, 1, 2, 3. So good. It doesn't sound like, and then we'll listen to Taylor's version right now. And I think that if you can't tell the difference, that's totally understandable. I understand that not everyone can, but to me, it just sounds so thin. Like, I saw someone who commented, like, it sounds like it was recorded in a tin can, and I can hear that because it sounds just so much more one-dimensional, like very kind of whiny and just thin. The tone of the guitar is just not good, like, in comparison. Just like, and then here's this, like, it's like and then the new version is like and the reason why this song is ruined because of this is because that is like the heart of the song. Obviously Taylor's vocals are important as well, but like the whole point of Style, I think the biggest section is the guitar. Like, the guitar is really so integral to the production, to the song, to the way, to the sonic feel of the song. So if you're messing that up, it really doesn't resonate with people in the same way. And that's not me being a hater at all. I love Taylor, as we all know. And I think her vocals on this sound incredible. I think they sound so mature. Like, obviously, since it's been 10 years or something since this came out, right? It makes sense that your voice is gonna mature in ways. I think that we've never heard her sound better. Like, her live, incredible. Her voice has matured in so many different ways. Like, her high notes have gotten so much more supported, and you can hear that she really is confident when she's singing, and like, she always hits the notes perfectly dead on. So I think overall she's always continued to become a better singer, and that's always apparent with these re-records. And I personally loved her Style vocals. I think they were amazing, which is why I saw someone who did this style Taylor's version video with the OG, I'll link these all below, the OG instrumental with the new singing. And I think this is the absolute perfect version. Because it's like we have the OG instrumental, which I think is flawless and should not be touched, honestly. Like the intro, I'm sorry, but like the new Taylor's version just doesn't feel the same way. It feels like I'm floating when I listen to style, and like the guitar is just so good. And we kind of talked a little bit about guitar tone. I can break that down for you. So when we talk about tone in terms of vocals, tone is something that you're kind of born with. You can adjust and become a better singer over time, but overall your natural singing voice kind of just stays with you for the most part. Like you're kind of stuck with what you got. Like you can obviously improve and build upon that, but your natural tone is kind of just your signature, you know? And with guitar, we have a lot more flexibility in terms of how we can adjust guitar tone, because you can use different amps, different pickups, plugins, pedals, and that will make your tone, how the guitar sounds, completely different. So I'm just surprised that with Taylor's production team that they wouldn't spend more time like perfecting the guitar tone. Like the guitar tone just sounds so thin and fragile to me, and I don't like it. Like it's supposed to deliver more of a punchy feel and style, and it just doesn't deliver anything to me. And as someone who loves guitar, like it would have been nice to hear some more effect, maybe some distortion or just something to make it sound a little more punchier, because in the original we get like that punchy sound. It's just punchier. It cuts through the mix better instead of kind of just floating on top of the mix. Like it doesn't feel like a leading tone. And I'm just so angry because she sounds so good on this, and I feel like her production just did her wrong in terms of guitar. I feel like this tone wouldn't even be that hard to replicate, but I really think they should have tried to replicate it in some way instead of making it sound like that. As I was saying, I think that the perfect version of this song is when they take her new vocals and they add the old instrumental, because the old instrumental, in my personal opinion, is perfect from everything, from every element. The mixing, it's so good. Like it delivers such a strong effect that the new one doesn't, and that's not Taylor's fault, but it's definitely true. Like I hate to break it to you, but like it's just so good. And the guitar is the forefront, I feel. Like it's the biggest part of the instrumental that drives the whole thing forward.
Midnight, you come and pick me up, no headlights.
And the new vocals sound so good. Like her voice sounds so textured and warm and has so much depth. And I really love her vocals on the new thing. They just really screwed it up. But there's also, just a side note, that's kind of like the musical reason why people are not resonating with this song and why there seems to be something off about the guitar part. So I'm here to kind of support you in your opinion because I agree with it. And also I'm pointing you exactly to why it sounds different. And some people don't hear a difference. Some people don't really care. Some people, it doesn't matter to them. But I think to people who are hearing and like not able to fully listen to Style Taylor's version, this is literally why. And I was one of those people. It really rubbed me the wrong way when I first started playing it. I was like, this tone, this guitar tone is completely off. What the heck, Taylor? But at the end of the day, it's her guitar people's fault. Because I've heard this style live and it didn't sound like this. I don't really understand. But there was also another song that had guitar in it where I had the exact same problem. And I love the song. I Wish You Would. It has the iconic guitar part in the beginning. But this, if you listen to it again, you'll hear the same problem. So I think this is overall a problem with the guitar and the way that they recorded it, the tone overall. This is the original. Okay, this is the Taylor's version. Ooh. You hear it's like dee, 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 dee. It just sounds so much more whiny and just sounds like a instead of more dense. I don't know if you can hear the difference. But when I heard it immediately, I was like, this is not gonna work, Taylor. This is not gonna work. Please make this change. That's all to say, I think that the only problem with 1989 re-records, if you want me to do a full video on my opinions of the vault tracks, I would love to, but my opinion is I love 1989 Taylor's version, except everything that has a very iconic guitar riff or guitar melody They completely did not do the original justice. I don't know who recorded the guitar, but they did an horrendous job. And that's me being a little dramatic, but at the same time, I feel like it's pretty valid because I can obviously hear the difference clearly, very clearly between the two. And I think if you start listening to it, you can too. It just sounds so thin and like there's just no depth to the guitar. It just sounds so stale. It just sounds like it was recorded on like a really cheap guitar too. It probably wasn't, but that's just my opinions. Trying to help you guys understand maybe why you hate it and why you're angry at these new guitar tones. If you want me to do more Taylor Swift stuff, I would love to. I've been a fan since our song came out. I've been to every tour since Speak Now. So I'm not a hater. I'm not just jumping on the bandwagon, but it's something that stuck out to me even before I saw people screaming on Twitter. So yeah, let me know what you guys thought. If you agree, if you don't agree, what your favorite re-recordings are, what your favorite full track is, and if you want me to do any more of these videos. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!
And this city's never had something for me, as you know from all of my stories.